Hey there, Star Wars fans. Welcome back to Star Wars Fanatic. Today we'll be beginning our week-long deep dive into The Mandalorian Season 1, its characters, plot elements, and whatever else I feel is relevant to this hit series. Today we'll be exploring how this series captures the essence of classic serials, embodies the spirit of samurai culture, and redefines the Star Wars universe for a new generation. If you're a fan of old westerns, samurai epics, or just love all things Star Wars, this review is for you. First, that's right, YouTube likes it when I mention this stuff. A quick word from the sponsor who just enjoys talking about Star Wars and drinking bourbon. Me. I work tirelessly on this channel for you all, and I know you appreciate it. But this tiny voice is talking to those of you who are new, so pay attention.
This Star Wars channel is fun. More fun than listening to K-pop for a week straight. Yes, it's even more fun than slapping yourself in the face with a tennis racket. And it's even more fun than stepping in poop barefooted. Human poop. Stepping on Legos? Not even close. By subscribing, you're telling me that you love Star Wars and hate having your hair cut by a podiatrist. Don't be afraid. Subscribe now and have all your Star Wars needs met in one convenient place. Good job. Now go forth and bask in euphoria.
Yeah, I don't know that stepping in human poop is all that fun. But this channel's way more fun than that, so listen to the tiny voice. Also, check out the channel memberships to get exclusive content to that stuff that only members have access to. Consider it. It really helps my channel out a lot. All right, let's get into The Mandalorian Season 1. Let's kick things off by talking about the unique structure of The Mandalorian. Unlike many modern TV shows that are designed to be binge-watched, The Mandalorian brings back the classic serial format reminiscent of the 1950s television shows like Lone Wolf and Cub and early westerns. Each episode of The Mandalorian is a self-contained story, whether it's protecting a village from raiders, tracking down a rogue bounty, or navigating the treacherous underworld of the galaxy. Yet, each episode also contributes to the larger narrative arc, building on Din Djarin's journey and evolving his character with every encounter. This episodic nature is deliberate throwback to the storytelling techniques of the past, creating a sense of anticipation and excitement reminiscent of classic serials. It's almost like watching a serialized adventure from the golden age of television, but set in the expansive Star Wars universe. This choice is not only nostalgic, but also refreshing, setting The Mandalorian apart from other shows and making it feel like a new Star Wars experience while being deeply rooted in traditional storytelling. George Lucas famously drew inspiration from samurai films and westerns when creating the original Star Wars trilogy back in the 1970s, and The Mandalorian takes that inspiration to the next level. This series is a modern-day western set in space, with Din Djarin, or Mando, serving as the archetypal lone gunslinger. The dusty outposts, lawless frontier towns, and morally ambiguous characters are all classic elements of the Western genre, expertly transplanted into a galaxy far, far away. But it's not just Westerns that influence The Mandalorian. There's a significant samurai influence as well. Din Djarin is portrayed as a wandering Ronin, a masterless samurai, navigating the dangerous world around him. The Mandalorian armor, much like a samurai's armor, is not just protection, but a symbol of honor and identity. In many ways, Mando's strict adherence to his code, the Mandalorian way, is akin to the samurai's adherence to Bushido. The concept of never removing his helmet under any circumstance is a representation of his loyalty and identity, much like a samurai would rather die than break his code of honor. Now let's talk about one of the biggest surprises in recent TV history, the reveal of Grogu, or as the internet affectionately dubbed him, Baby Yoda. The show's creators, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, pulled off a near-impossible feat in today's age of leaks and spoilers. They kept Grogu a complete secret until the show aired. There was no merchandise, no promotional material hinting at his existence. When he was finally revealed in the first episode, it sent shockwaves through the Star Wars fandom and beyond. Grogu's introduction not only added an element of surprise and wonder, but also instantly became a cultural phenomenon. His presence ties directly into the larger Star Wars mythology, reminding fans of Yoda and the mystery surrounding his species. The secrecy around Grogu's character wasn't just a marketing ploy. It was a narrative masterstroke that added depth and intrigue to the story, making viewers eagerly anticipate each new episode to learn more about this enigmatic character. And was he a clone of Yoda or just his own character? Well, we'd find out in later seasons. One of the fascinating elements of The Mandalorian Season 1 is its exploration of Mandalorian culture through the lens of the Children of the Watch. This faction of Mandalorians, to which Din Djarin belongs, adheres to a strict, almost fanatical interpretation of Mandalorian customs, most notably the rule that they must never remove their helmets in front of another living being. This creed sets them apart from other Mandalorian factions we've seen in the Star Wars lore, such as the new Mandalorians from the Clone Wars or the Warriors of Mandalore and Rebels. The Children of the Watch are reminiscent of the true Mandalorians from the Star Wars Legends continuity, particularly the group led by Jango Fett in the Jango Fett open season comic series. Just like the true Mandalorians, the Children of the Watch are more rigid in their adherence to traditional Mandalorian values and warrior culture, almost to a fault. This connection to Legends material adds a layer of complexity to the show, drawing in a longtime fan who have followed Mandalorian lore through both canon and non-canon sources, such as myself. Din Djarin starts off as a solitary bounty hunter, loyal only to the code of his guild and his Mandalorian creed. However, as the series progresses, we see him evolve from a cold, calculating mercenary to a compassionate protector. His relationship with Grogu is central to this transformation. Initially, Grogu is just another bounty, but as Mando spends more time with the child, he begins to view him as a foundling, the term used in Mandalorian culture for adopted or orphaned children who are taken in and cared for. This relationship is at the heart of Season 1. It challenges Din's belief and forces him to question what it means to be a Mandalorian. Is it about following a strict code, or is it about doing what is right, even if it means going against the very creed that defines him? This internal conflict makes Din Djarin one of the most compelling characters in the Star Wars universe. He embodies the spirit of a wandering samurai or ronin, constantly torn between duty and his personal sense of justice. And I continue to say he's a ronin because if we watch the flashbacks, we see that he was saved by one man and possibly raised by that man, but we never see that person again, leaving him masterless. One of the standout aspects of The Mandalorian is how it introduces new characters while paying homage to familiar faces from the Star Wars saga. Characters like Cara Dune, Greef Karga, and Moff Gideon bring fresh perspectives and new dynamics to the Star Wars universe. Meanwhile, the show also sprinkles in cameos from beloved characters like IG-11 and the Jawas, which IG-88 was the inspiration for IG-11, of course, blending the old with the new in a way that feels organic and exciting. These new characters enrich the Star Wars universe, showing us that there is so much more to explore beyond the Skywalker saga. The introduction of Moff Gideon and the Darksaber at the end of Season 1 opens up a whole new set of possibilities for the future of the series and its connection to the larger Star Wars mythos. This moment was a jaw-dropping reveal for fans familiar with the Darksaber's history in the Clone Wars and Rebels, signaling that the past and future of Mandalore will play a significant role in upcoming seasons. Another aspect that makes The Mandalorian stand out is its music and cinematography. Composer Ludwig Göransson did an exceptional job creating a score that feels distinctly Star Wars, yet fresh and unique. The music is a blend of traditional orchestral Star Wars themes with a Western and samurai flavor, perfectly capturing the tone of the series. Tracks like the Mandalorian theme have already become iconic, contributing to the show's unique identity and solidifying it in Star Wars lore. Visually, the series is stunning. The use of groundbreaking technology like stagecraft also known as the volume, allows for incredibly immersive environments without leaving the studio. This technology, combined with practical effects and real locations, makes The Mandalorian one of the most visually impressive shows on television. Each planet feels lived in. Each set is meticulously detailed, adding to the overall immersion in this expansive galaxy. The success of The Mandalorian Season 1 has set the stage for an exciting new era of Star Wars content on Disney+. With the show's combination of old-school storytelling and cutting-edge technology, it has paved the way for more spin-offs and series such as The Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka, and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Each of these new projects promises to expand on different aspects of the Star Wars universe, exploring new characters, worlds, and time periods. Now remember, we're keeping in mind that The Mandalorian Season 1 is the only one that has been released at the time. For fans, this is an incredibly exciting time. The Mandalorian has proven that the Star Wars universe is vast and full of potential beyond the Skywalker saga. It's a universe where new heroes can emerge, old legends can be revisited, and other corners of the galaxy can be explored. The show has not only reinvigorated the franchise, but also set a new standard for what Star Wars storytelling can be in the 21st century. The Mandalorian is more than just a hit series. It's a pivotal moment in Star Wars storytelling. The show marks a shift away from the massive, galaxy-spanning epics of the films to more intimate, character-driven stories. By focusing on Din Djarin's personal journey and his evolving bond with Grogu, the series offers a fresh perspective on the Star Wars universe, one that emphasizes character development and emotional storytelling over grand space battles and political intrigue. This character-centric approach is a breath of fresh air for the franchise. It allows viewers to connect with new characters on a deeper level, fostering a renewed sense of investment in the Star Wars universe. For years, Star Wars fans have been clamoring for more stories that dive into lesser-known corners of the galaxy, exploring new cultures, factions, and histories that have only been hinted at in previous films and series. The Mandalorian delivers on this front by weaving in elements of Mandalorian lore and the enigmatic, Force-sensitive child, Grogu, both of which have captivated audiences worldwide. One of the most intriguing aspects of Season 1 is its introduction of the Children of the Watch, a sect of Mandalorians who adhere to a strict, almost cult-like code. This group is a nod to both the original Mandalorian warriors seen in the Legends continuity and the more radical factions of Mandalore depicted in the Clone Wars. The Children of the Watch are closer in ideology to the true Mandalorians led by Jango Fett in the Legends comic series Jango Fett Open Seasons. Like the true Mandalorians, the Children of the Watch believe in a warrior way of life and strict adherence to their code, which includes never removing their helmets in front of others. Not something I remember the true Mandalorians believing in, but factions evolve. This focus on a more traditional and militant sect of Mandalorians adds layers of complexity to the story and gives viewers insight into the rich, multifaceted culture of Mandalore. It also raises questions about identity, tradition, and what it means to be a Mandalorian. Din Djarin's encounters with other Mandalorians who do not follow the same strict code, like Bo-Katan Kryze and her Night Owls, later seen in Season 2, further highlight the diversity within Mandalorian culture and set the stage for potential conflicts and alliances in future seasons. Another fascinating theme in The Mandalorian is the role of myth and legacy. Throughout Season 1, we see Din Djarin grappling with his own sense of identity and purpose. Is he just a bounty hunter, or is he destined for something greater? The presence of the Darksaber at the end of the season, wielded by Moff Gideon, is a potent symbol of Mandalorian legacy. The Darksaber, a weapon of immense historical significance to the Mandalorian people, hints at a deeper connection between Mando's journey and the fate of Mandalore itself. And speaking of Moff Gideon, doesn't he kind of remind you of the old cattle barons of the Old West? A little bit. This exploration of legacy is not limited to Din Djarin. Grogu, too, represents a link to a past shrouded in mystery, the fall of the Jedi Order, the legacy of Yoda, and the uncertain future of Force-sensitive beings in the galaxy. Grogu's mysterious past and potential future play into the larger mythos of Star Wars, raising questions about the balance of the Force, the return of the Jedi, and what role the child might play in the destiny of the galaxy. Beyond its storytelling achievements, The Mandalorian has had a profound impact on pop culture and the Star Wars fandom. The show has become a unifying force among Star Wars fans, a group that has been divided over recent film and series entries. By returning to the franchise's roots, combining compelling characters, simple yet effective storytelling, and a rich tapestry of lore, the series has reminded fans why they fell in love with the Star Wars saga in the first place. The character of Grogu in particular has transcended the show to become a global phenomenon. The child's endearing appearance and mysterious backstory have captured the hearts of audiences of all ages, spawning countless memes, fan theories, and merchandise, once it finally became available, of course. This cultural impact underscores the universal appeal of the series and its ability to resonate with both longtime Star Wars aficionados and newcomers alike. Looking ahead, The Mandalorian Season 1 has laid the groundwork for a new era of Star Wars storytelling. It has proven that the Star Wars universe can flourish outside of the constraints of the Skywalker saga, offering rich, character-driven narratives that explore different aspects of this vast galaxy. The success of the show has encouraged Lucasfilm to invest in more spin-offs and series that will explore other corners of the Star Wars universe, such as the Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka, the canceled Rangers of the New Republic, and the highly anticipated Obi-Wan Kenobi series at the time of The Mandalorian Season 1. These shows promise to build on the foundation set by The Mandalorian, exploring new timelines, characters, and stories while remaining true to the spirit of the original trilogy. With Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni at the helm, the future of Star Wars on Disney Plus looked bright, diverse, and filled with endless possibilities. The Mandalorian has set a high bar for what Star Wars can achieve on the small screen, and fans are eagerly awaiting what comes next. In closing, The Mandalorian Season 1 is more than just a show. It's a new chapter in Star Wars history. It's a series that respects the past while boldly stepping into the future, blending the past elements of classic storytelling with modern cinematic techniques. It's a show that, like the best of Star Wars, is about hope, redemption, and the timeless battle between good and evil. But it's also about the gray areas in between, about honor, loyalty, and the choices we make when the lines between right and wrong are blurred. The Mandalorian has managed to capture the hearts of a diverse fan base, uniting us in our shared love for the galaxy far, far away. As we look forward to Season 2 and beyond, we're excited to see where Din Djarin's journey will take us next, what mysteries will be uncovered, and what new characters we will meet along the way, and not to mention the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, set to release sometime. So what did you think of The Mandalorian Season 1? Did it live up to the hype? Are there any aspects of this show you'd like to see explored further in future seasons? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more Star Wars content. And just to solidify it, listen to the tiny voice, me.
Subscribe now, and know that I will do everything I can to help you get through the trauma of stepping barefoot in human poop. I can't guarantee that I can stop it from happening, but know that I am here for you if you do. I also talk about Star Wars, constantly. Subscribe and like, and let's get this channel over 50,000 subscribers.
Yeah, I kind of cut it off there early, didn't I? Anyways, don't forget memberships are live and available for exclusive content. Until the next time, this is Gerald, a Star Wars fanatic, signing off, wishing you all great health, happiness, and peace. Thank you all for watching, and remember, this is the way.